Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Dead Cells again. I almost said test then. Sorry, I'm doing a 2 PC setup at the moment, and I am recording on the other PC. I normally just record on the same PC, but I'm trying something else out today. It was very weird. I did my setup, and then my audio just died. So that was really weird. All right, so let's go with twin daggers and this. Let's make our move through the area. Okay, so we're going to take that. Why is everything seems so loud? I don't know why everything is... My microphone's gone weird as well. Okay, I don't know what is going on right now. My audio seems to have exploded on me. It's gone and done a poop. Alright, let's get... So, any ideas for this run? As of right now, we have simply the daggers and... the shield. So that will at least get us some extra money. I like what I did there. It was really smart. I'm going to try my best to actually get get the time door going this time. And we're going to take the normal route as well. When I say normal, I mean easy in my head. I'm taking that. At least money's not too bad right now. Just dead end. Maybe not. I mean, we could go green. We've got very green. Let's go green. We've got a very green setup already at the moment, so I'm feeling green all the way. Let's go, baby. Promenade of the Condemned. So I've been watching, I've been watching these videos on YouTube by Kind of Funny, and they are basically, they did this thing called MCU in Review, leading up to Infinity War. Damage on a burning target. Alright. Attack just after a parry inflicts plus 100% damage. That is like one of the best ones by far. I'm going green, so we will get parry. Since we're going to be parrying a lot now. We should be anyway. We should be parrying a lot. If we're not, then we're not utilizing our powers correctly. But anyway, I'm watching this Kind of Funny podcast. Well, it's a podcast, but it's also a video. It's like a video podcast, basically. And what they were originally doing is they were reviewing every Marvel film leading up to the release of Infinity War. But the show was so popular that they've moved on to other series now, and they're doing X-Men. And it's kind of made me go back. And they do it every Thursday. I think they put a video up on Kind of Funny. It's called XCU in Review, I think they're calling it now. And so yeah, I've been watching the films alongside to kind of reacquaint myself. I'm actually in the middle of watching X-Men Origins Wolverine, and goddamn, that film is horrendously bad. Oh boy. I honestly, a lot of the X-Men films are not very good. Like, going back to them, they are nowhere near as good as I, like, have memories of them being. Like, even X2, which was always one of the ones that I always thought was one of the best ones, it's really not that great. In comparison to the others, it's fine, it's better, but, like, I guess when you compare it to what, like, Marvel's done, basically, it just doesn't even really compare. Marvel have raised the stakes. And yeah, we know it was a different time then, but still, I still think it's fair to say I don't think the films have aged particularly well, especially the first X-Men. Oh my god, that film looks bad. Has not aged well. Anyway, so it got me thinking watching these, and I was like, man, the X-Men series, like the universe, the cinematic universe as X-Men, is a fucking state. It's like, it's a real mess. It's really hard to work out what is going on half the time and like where you're trying to get to. I just realized the thing I meant to do before starting this. There was a comment there was a comment on the YouTube video that told me about where one of the keys was, and I completely forgot. I saw like a piece of the comment, and I was like, ah, that's something to do with the keys. I will have a look at that before I start the next video, because at the time I couldn't look at it. And what have I done? I haven't looked at it, so I still don't know where the key. Oh, there's the key. No, that's a different key. I think what it said was that it was in a pot or something like that. I'm sure I saw that the comment said the key you're looking for is in a pot. Something along those lines. No, I don't want to go that way because that takes me to the entrance I don't want to go to. I want to go the easy way. I want to go the way that takes me just like on a nice trip through Flavor Country. Take me to Flavor Country, baby. Flavor Town. Guy Fury, guide me to Flavor Town. I don't know any pots you break in this. Maybe I'm being silly. I don't want you for those. I'm not even going to break them for the money. Do you know why? Because I don't want to. That's right, you heard me. I don't want to. So anyway, yeah, the X-Men story is a bit of a mess. Mostly because, like, you know, they didn't really have, like, it was their first go at it. So obviously, you know, it wasn't going to be great, but there's just been a lot of, like, missteps. Like, Origins really messed a lot of stuff up. It's a real big shame that we had, like, such a cool, like, we had, like, what could have been a really cool backstory. The Weapon X story and Logan's backstory is actually really cool. But X-Men Origins made a real fucking mess of showing that. And kind of ruined it all. So it's a shame that that's our, like, Weapon X thing is that, essentially. Anyway. I was thinking that now that, obviously, Wolverine, our Logan, our master, our great mighty Lord Logan has kind of, you know, he's hung up his adamantium claws and said goodbye to the role of Wolverine. We don't know if he'll ever come. Well, he said he's done, and I honestly don't blame him. The man has played Wolverine for such a long time, and he went out on a real high note. Like, Logan is by far the best X-Men film they've ever made, and it doesn't really feel like an X-Men film for the most part. It's just a very good film. Anyway. Like, it's barely a superhero film sometimes, the Logan film. It might be why it's so good. But I was thinking that alongside of, like, Hugh Jackman leaving and Disney, although they haven't actually bought Fox yet, I thought they had, but I was wrong about that. I was under the impression that they had... Prison Depths? No. I was under the impression that they had bought Fox already. I didn't realize that Comcast had put in a bid. Although apparently Disney have now raised their offer even higher. Something ridiculous, like 71 billion or something like that. It's insane. Anyway, I believe they've I don't know if they've accepted it yet, or I think they said they took in the offer. I don't know if Comcast are gonna, like, try and up them again, and if they do, that's crazy. That's such a high amount of money. Anyway, so if this Disney Fox thing goes through, although okay, from a superhero fan and an X-Men fan's kind of perspective, I'm like, oh yeah, do it. From like I'm sure in the future it will come back and be like, oh shit, why did we want them to buy them? They have this monopoly and it's a nightmare. There's that part of it, but there's another part of my head that's like, just do it, just do it. The silly part of me, the part that's not thinking ahead to the future. I haven't used like any of these yet. Anyway, so yeah, until that happens, I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard on the train. So when they buy it, I was thinking that now would be the perfect time to just completely reboot it. Forget the two different timelines. Forget the future time and the past timeline. X-Men Apocalypse was an awful film. They made a real mess. Apocalypse should have had the build-up that Thanos had, and instead he was just awful. let's just abandon everything that was done in all of those, and let's reboot. Wow, this place is like way different. What the heck? Did they redesign this place? That was crazy. I've never seen in the intro to that level like that before. Can't remember where the timer is for the thing. Ooh. Yeah, let's do that, because we plus that up, it's going to be even better. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so now I think now is the perfect time to reboot X-Men and do what they did with Marvel. Don't have it just go straight into like the X-Men all working together. Do what they tried to do with X-Men Origins. You know what they were going to, because like X-Men Origins was originally supposed to be multiple films. Like they were going to do different, like I think they were going to do one for like different X-Men. They'd have their own Origins story, which do into the backstory and stuff like that. Because in X-Men, you didn't really get their backstory. They just all, you know, it was a very big cast, and they threw them all in together. And you didn't know a lot of, unless you knew the comics, you didn't really get too much about why they were the way they were. I know they were planning a Cyclops one, even though Cyclops was pretty goddamn terrible in the films. They did a real bad job of Cyclops in those films. A lot of those films are so bad. Anyway, sorry. Point being, I think now is the time. Now is the time. Let's reboot and revitalize the X-Men series, and let's do it Marvel style. Let's do it with the creators of Marvel who know how to make superhero films. And I mean, okay, not all Marvel films have been amazing, but I don't think any of them have been particularly bad films. I just don't think some of them have just been bad in comparison to other ones. I don't think any of them have been like horrendous films. So yeah, I think what we could do now is do what they were trying to do originally with the Origin Saga, but do it properly, and but have that be the start of the franchise. So have a film called Wolverine. Have a film called, we need to recast Wolverine as well. Fortunately, I mean, maybe not anytime soon. Maybe wait a while for all this to happen. I don't think this will happen anytime soon, of course. But we will eventually. It's going to have to happen. As much as none of us want it to, they will eventually have to recast Wolverine, because he's such a big character in the X-Men universe. And while I find it hard to picture Logan being played by anyone other than Hugh Jackman now, because he is Wolverine in my head, it happens, you know. I've said this before, I didn't think anyone would ever be able to play Hannibal Lecter as well as Anthony Hopkins did, and I was wrong. I think that Mads Mikkelsen probably did a better job than he ever did. The guy whose name I just said 2 seconds ago. Yeah, I think Mads Mikkelsen is a better Hannibal Lecter completely, and it's incredible. So I think there could be a guy out there who would make Wolverine maybe better. I don't know, but there could be a man out there who could take on the Wolverine mantle just fine. And I reckon that they could then start. They could do Wolverine. They could do Cyclops. They could do Storm. They could do. I guess they could do Jean Grey. They could do. I guess they could do Xavier. Be an interesting one. I don't know how they do that one. But they could do like multiple of these single guys building up to the original X-Men, and the X-Men could be like the Avengers. So we have each of these films. Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Cyclops, and then Marvel's X-Men. X-Men would be the Avengers, and so the X-Men films would be these big things. Maybe then that would be them from then on. Or like all the films would be leading up to the X-Men films, which would then be like the next few films, or I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe that wouldn't work exactly because the X-Men are like this team of mutants and stuff. They're not having this like, I don't know. Anyway, you could introduce loads of characters that way and give them their own films and stuff like that. But I think they should do what they did with the MCU with the X-Men world and give it a good treatment that it deserves, basically. Yeah, take that, you bumhole. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I did a pretty bad job there. I'm not gonna lie. I got hit a lot. There we go. I kept messed up the timing of that one. Ooh. Let's go. Let's go. So anyway, yeah, I think that should be what they do, is reboot it completely. Scrap. Maybe you can keep some of the actors if you want, but just you probably have to change them so people don't get confused and think it was still part of the other series you'd made. But I think 100% you could do that. I think you could reboot it that way, and I think it would be really good. You have a slow build-up, introducing them all individually, and then you have them all going into the big X-Men films, and those will be the big guys, and you can introduce characters slowly then. Like, let's build up Apocalypse. Let's not just have Apocalypse have... What was the build-up to Apocalypse? The, a little... Whoa, wait, I have 28 cells left? I thought I had loads. Why did I... No. Yeah, we put them all into this. When we're by the boss, we always put them all into that. Anyway, yeah, have Apocalypse built up. I mean, Apocalypse's character was built up over the course of, I think, the end credits of one film was how we were introduced to Apocalypse. The after credits scene with the pyramids flying around. I don't like the Slumbering Sanctuary, do I? But maybe it's good for me to try it out and get used to it. I'm unsure. Yeah, let's try it. Anyway, yeah, I think we should get a reboot, and let's treat Apocalypse right. Okay, let's not do what we did last time. Let's give this cool villain, because I would put him comparable to like Thanos as like a big force of evil in the X-Men world, and let's get a good build-up. We'll have him teased throughout a couple of films and stuff like that, and we'll definitely have like maybe a Magneto film individually. It just, yeah, I know we've seen their origins multiple times, but maybe let's do it well, and I reckon that could be a hit. So yeah, if you do buy Fox Disney, don't become a nasty, horrendous, you know, sort of super conglomerate that has all the power in the world and has this gigantic monopoly on everything. But if you do, can you please do the X-Men films a bit of justice, please? Right, that was bad. That was real bad. I did not have a good time then. Still a little bit salty about the first time, that first loss, honestly. When I thought I had like the beat them up build, the build to win all builds. So now I just had like a run-of-the-mill build, basically. Or I just wasn't really ready for... I wasn't ready to wield the power that I had. So yes, please do that. That was basically my thought there, was just... Let's get an X-Men... Oh god, let's get an X-Men franchise that we can, you know, be proud of. We can talk to we can tell our kids about. That we're not ashamed of, and speak in kind of like hushed tones. Like, yeah, oh god, remember that film? Oh god, yeah, what was that one? Oh man, remember Hugh Jackman's hair in the first couple of Wolverine films? Christ, that was weird. It really is, by the way. That's some of the hairdos. Oh man, it's got me excited thinking about that. I wonder who they'd cast as the next Wolverine. Who would they cast? Would they cast... Oh god. Let's cast Matthew Broderick as the next Wolverine. I honestly have no idea who they cast. I know originally Hugh Jackman wasn't supposed to be Wolverine. It was someone else. And he stepped in fairly last minute, I think, because the other guy couldn't do it. And you know, and obviously Hugh Jackman made a gigantic career off of it. Sucks to be the other guy, I guess. Because I think at the time that Hugh Jackman was cast, I believe he was a relative unknown. You right, Patty? Patty. Ooh, my cat's making weird noises. Patty, okay? You gonna throw up? Yeah, I think she's gonna throw up. Making some hairball some potential hairball noise there. I'm not having my cat thrown up behind me while I'm recording. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, even if you are my Princess Patty. Ooh, take that. I'm tempted to go with that one. Yeah, I think we will. It's better damage. And, yeah, fuck it. Let's just go for it. It's faster weapon. Look, the hammer's great and all, but it is extremely slow. It's a very, very slow weapon, and it can be pretty frustrating to use. Well, it's definitely not the strongest weapon. It is very handy. It used to be like a completely broken weapon as well. I don't think it's as broken as it used to be. Definitely doesn't feel as broken as it used to be, but it is still a very powerful weapon. Just because of the distance you can get with it. Ooh. No. I'm gonna take that and then swap it, and then just because I want to keep the parry, the whole parry thing going. Come on. What you got, buddy? What you got? Think you can take me on? You ain't got nothing. Don't. What was I just saying? I don't remember. Well, I won't lie to you. I've completely lost my train of thought. If there even was one, because I'm highly susceptible to going on rants that don't really have any purpose. take that one. Bang. Oh, I always do that. I always think it's taking me back to the entrance, but it's taking me like to the outside, but it hasn't. It's just dropped me off. Like I keep thinking like, oh, I'm somewhere else. No, you're back at the entrance. Don't run away. Obviously, we're going to take the option that gives us more health. I'm looking at like, what, wait, 4,000? Almost 5,000, in fact. It's not too shabby. Where does this one go? Oh, no, not the Forgotten Sepulchre. That one sucks. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I forgot where that went. It was okay with you. I'd like to pass. Hey, Patty. Welcome back. Do you have your little throw up? I hope so, because I don't want you thrown up in here. Uh-oh. Gotta get down there. Oh god, there's so many enemies next to me right now. This is great to deal with enemies like that who would normally be like a massive pain. You can just kind of hover above them and negate most of their issues. A nice chest in here, nice cheeky chest. Wow. I don't know what was healing me so fast. I can do it, but go on. It's a freebie. It's a freebie as far as this goes. Scroll of power, but it's not really free. But it's free in a way. Yo, this is free. If I can get rid of that plus 20% damage, I could do that. I'm not using the crusher much, let's be honest. Push enemies to the ground. I mean, that could work well with the double cross-o-matic. Yeah, let's do it. I like the crusher's okay. Like, I get what it is. I get seduced by the high damage numbers of the crusher, and I think, oh well, obviously it's the. Oh, I didn't see the bug behind me. Well, that's what we call greed, my friends. Greed killed me. Pretty well. I'm gonna add. Man, that sucked hard. That sucked real hard. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. What was I saying? Yeah, the high numbers, the high damaging numbers of that just seduce me, make me think, oh, it's better, of course. It's got high numbers on it. The weapon itself isn't that great. Anyway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the recording. I'm gonna see you next time. Peace.